Okay. Hello, everyone. So welcome to our new session called Review of Literatures and Studies. Okay. So basically in this session, we're going to discuss the importance of this part in your paper. That's chapter 2. So actually chapter 2 should be the first to do before conducting your finalizing your chapter 1 kasi lahat po na magagaling po sa chapter 1 nyo is basically magagaling dapat sa literatures na nakita nyo. So kasi it will be the basis. Kumbaga sa lupa, ito yung lote. Okay? These are the prior studies. These are the findings. These are the current relevant informations that is your, your foundation for your own study. Kumbaga sa there's a saying na you have to in order for you to grow, you need to depend on the shoulders of giants, no? So syempre, hindi naman ikaw unang nakaisip ng topic na yan most likely. Kasi if you're especially doing the undergrad research, no, may mga prior research na yan. So, ngayon nga lang, syempre, it's important also to identify and of course differentiate your research kasi doon pumapasok yung importance ng research gap. So yung research gap natin, meron tayong separate video for that. I think it's also important to know what is the research gap kasi syempre hindi ka naman pwedeng mag-replicate or gumawa ng research na meron naman ng research. So, kailangan kasi yung research mo, it's unique in a way and of course, it will warrant your effort and of course, that will have the academic rigor that is required in the academe, no? So, ngayon, review of related literatures and studies in our local parlance. Kasi sa Philippines, ang ating norm dito sa research is we have to distinguish foreign and local literatures and studies. Yun po yung practice natin dito. Sa abroad naman, of course, they just call it review of literatures or survey of literatures, di ba? Ganun lang siya kasimple. Kasi in literatures for them is both academic and non-academic papers. So, kasama po dyan yung mga citations sa dictionary, legal terms, laws, government plans, legislations, strategic planning, tourism product development, etc. So, nandoon na lahat yan. Okay, sa ating literatures. Now, if it's an academic paper, so it's a journal or academic or published thesis or non-published thesis, study siya. Okay? So now, you know the importance of literature. Kaya, 'di ba, isa sa mga una kong pinagawa sa inyo to verify your thesis title is to conduct a preliminary review of literatures and studies ng inyong title. Kasi nga, gusto natin malaman kung may sufficient literature tayong pwedeng gamitin as foundation and as well as how would your paper differentiate from the existing studies? Kasi hindi mo pwedeng, yun nga, ulit na naman. Okay? So now, pag-aaralan natin ngayon is how to do review of literature, particularly on the following terms. Purpose of literature review, how to do it, and the organization of the review, yung format na required natin. Okay? Kasi may format requirement tayo dyan. Okay. So let's begin. Okay. So now the importance of review of related literature is very important because in your chapter 1, the statement of the problem should be defined and supported by the gaps. So, yung gaps ninyo is makikita nyo lang siya at mapapatunayan nyo nag-conduct kayo ng research talaga in a terms kasi number 1, kaya kami review of related literatures and studies. Parang sinasabi mo sa reader mo na merong importance yung paper mo kasi nag-conduct ka ng initial literatures and studies at wala ka nga nakita na similar ng paper mo. Kaya ikaw, nag-e-effort ka, gumawa ng research na to or yung paper na to at nagpapakapuyat tayo, okay? Para masagot yung tanong na hinahanap mo. Kasi nga, wala nga siyang, hindi natin siya masagot ng sa internet kasi wala nga nag-conduct ng studies mo na makakasagot sa tanong mo. At yung tanong mo, hindi naman siya yes or no lang. Okay? At yung tanong mo, hindi rin naman tayo pwedeng nakadepende lang sa opinion mo or haka-haka or kuro-kuro mo lang. Kasi hindi po research yun. That is opinion or judgment call mo as a person or as a professional or manager. Kasi may mga decisions naman or mga pangangailangan na hindi mo naman dapat kailangan gumawa ka ng research, 'di ba? Katulad nung day-to-day operation, hindi na kailangan ng research 'yan, 'di ba? Kasi nga siguro dun nanggagaling yung management call. However, there are long-term endeavor and of course, pwede rin pumasok diyan yung mga yearly na kailangan sometimes you have to study also yung ating market. So, syempre, nangangailangan tayo gumawa ng isang research na nasa academic rigor and also would validate our hypothesis. Kasi syempre, yung company mo, hindi naman siya basta-basta infinite, 'di ba, ang resources mo. So, ibig sabihin, dapat mo siguraduhin na yung ating gagawin na isang product or gagawin mo isang service or let's say improvement, let's say development ng isang lugar as a tourist destination ay it's well-founded. So, doon pumapasok kayo ng research. Okay. So, sa review of literatures and studies mo, inaalam mo sa questions mo if meron nga siyang gap. As well as yung background kasi in-explain mo dyan bakit nga importante yung paper mo. Saka ino-orient mo na rin reader mo kung ano na yung nangyari sa paper mo before ng study mo. And ngayon, dahil may study ka ngayon, ito yung gusto mong gawin. Gusto mo i-contribute to sa existing gap as well as yung local or in place of research mo or research local na tinatawag. Next, of course, significance of the study as well as your research framework. Kung naalala nyo, di ba, meron tayong research framework, theoretical sa conceptual. Sa theoretical, bali, pinasummarize ko sa inyo kung ano yung mga theories na gagamitin nyo para makadevelop kayo ng conceptual. Tapos yung conceptual naman, kung ano yung pagkakaintindi nyo sa mga theories na ito at paano yun siyang gagamitin sa paper nyo. Again, ulitin po natin. Yung theoretical po, ito po yung mga list of theories in narrative form na gagamitin ninyo or magagamit ninyo sa pag-construct ninyo ng question as well as yung conceptual framework. So ngayon, hindi naman lahat ng theories na to dapat mong gamitin. Maaaring pumili ka lang doon at you have to justify it. Bakit mo siya pinili? As well as yung paano mo siya naiintindihan or paano mo siya gagamitin specifically sa paper mo. Kasi maaari yung theories na nilagay mo sa theoretical framework, iba yung research local na ginamit. Diba? Maaari hindi siya historical place like Intramuros. Maaring ano lang siya, it's a artificial place. Let's say dark tourism, something to do with haunted house. Or hindi naman talaga siya ganun ka-historical. Okay? So, maaring ganun siya. So, ngayon sa, okay, ganun siya. So, kaya po, bago kayo gumawa po ng review of literature, balikan nyo po ulit yung theoretical framework nyo sa conceptual framework. 'Di ba? Kasi yun po yung gagamitin niyo para sa mag-identify kayo ng major points ninyo or main topic and subtopics nyo. Okay? Or vice versa. Let's say, hindi po na-approve yung research framework nyo, 10 po kayo or 30. Okay? Ganito gawin ninyo. Mag-conduct na kayo ng review of literatures and studies ninyo. Alamin nyo na kung ano yung mga kailangan mong variables para makapag-construct ka ng research framework na maayos. Again, theoretical po yung mga theories or mga available theories na pwedeng gamitin sa pag-aaral ng study mo. These are already existing. So ito yung pagkaka-explain ng mga theories na ito dun sa research problem mo. Okay, yun siya. Theoretical yon. Now, ito naman conceptual. Ito yung how would you go with your research? Okay. Ito naman yung pagkakaintindi mo at pagkakagamit mo doon sa iyong paper. Okay? Okay, ganun siya ha. So, yun. So, again, pag wala na-approve, balikan nyo or pag na-approve siya, balikan nyo yung research framework nyo. Diyan kayo magbuo ng literature ninyo. Or kung di po siya na-approve, mag-conduct na kayo ng review of literature using the variables of your research, yung ating tinatawag na DVI, independent variable or construct, or tinatawag nating dependent variable or construct. So, and then from that, mag-conduct kayo ng review of literature, alamin nyo paano in-explain ng mga different theories yan sa theoretical framework, lagay nyo yun. Tapos, paano nyo, how would you go or approach it based on the theories? So, sa theories, ito yung sinasabi nila. Ngayon, ito yung pagkakaintindi ko gamit ng mga theories na to. At ganito gagawin yung aking research. So that's your conceptual. Okay? So liwanag po tayo dyan. Next, sa review of literature din naman po, nakaatang yung or nakaangkla or naka-anchor yung ating chapter 3. That's methodology and results. Methodology. Kasi, bakit? Kasi you want also to make an inventory ng mga research and how did they approach with that. So, para ma-identify nyo rin yung methodology gap and papaano, let's say, baka meron something na instrument, like for example, if you're discussing service quality for hotels, restaurant, and different services, may instrument na talagang standardized na ginagamit. So, this is what we call ServQual, service quality instrument. So, pwede nyo siyang i-adapt kasi yun ang ginagamit. Now, how would you adapt it? Based on a particular setup. For example, let's say your study is about restaurant service. So, what particular area or aspect sa restaurant? Let's say, yung dining area. So, meron tayong tinatawag na instrument na dine-serve. So, pwedeng yun ang gamitin nyo. Kasi yun naman talagang ginagamit ng mga previous research. At ang maganda doon, hindi nyo na kailangan i-validate kasi it's already validated by other research. As long as, of course, yung gagamitin nyo talaga is yun. Okay? Yun na yun. Kung meron mang alteration doon, it's inadapt nyo lang siya, pinalitan nyo lang yung name. Okay? So that is very useful for that kind of situation. Kung wala naman din, kung hindi po ganun ang nakikita nyo sa mga na research or mukhang medyo, should I say, marami kang i-revise, at least you have something or parang a framework or outline that you can work with, diba? And mas mahirap kasi magsimula ka sa scratch. So it's hard to do for the methodology. And of course, last part is the result and discussion. So that will be your chapter 5. Okay, result and discussion. Bakit? Chapter 5 and also you can do it with chapter 4, pero I prefer in chapter 5. Bakit? Kasi you have to compare your research, ito yung findings sa research nyo, and you have to cross-reference it kung ganyan rin ba yung nakikita nyo sa mga literatures and studies na in-incorporate nyo sa chapter 2. For example, for you, lumabas sa research niyo that there is no significant difference among male participant and female participant or gender is not a factor for differentiation. So, yun po yung lumabas po sa research nyo. Ngayon, ganun din ba yung sinasabi ng mga previous researchers? Or ganun din po ba? Do you have a uniformity of thought or findings? If yes, ibig sabihin your research might be a conclusive siya. Or it suggests that your gender and let's say tourist satisfaction has no particular should I say, there's no particular influence or there's no particular correlation. Okay, mga ganon. Kasi nga, sa studies na kinundak, pare-pares kayo ng findings. So, ibig sabihin, yung findings na nakuha mo is as expected. Okay, based on the literature. Okay, so, wag tayo magtaka. Ngayon, pag lumabas iba, syempre it warrant a further investigation. Or you might identify, kasi kung kaduda-duda ikaw lang, yung other researchers, ganun na lumalabas, ikaw lang talaga. You might identify what factor triggers this kind of findings or result. Yun na yung ilalagay niyo sa limitation. Let's say, nag-survey ka, nagkataon, may Women's Month, diba? Or Breast Cancer Society. So malamang lahat ng mga participant mo, convenience sampling during that time at that day are female. So syempre, that will have a great impact to your paper, 'di ba? Kasi awareness ng tao, let's say especially if it's a gender sensitive issue. Now, of course, syempre, as much as possible, we try to minimize that. Pero there are some certain circumstances na beyond our control. So, kung ganun po nangyari, you have to identify that to your limitation. Kasi nga may bearing talaga siya. Okay? So, maaring ganon. Or other factors, diba? Maaring lahat ng tinanong mo is, anyway, makikita man siya sa statistics. Saka, syempre, when you compare it with the other researchers, doon ma-highlight bakit ikaw lang, sila ganito, diba? So, maaring you have to double check kung tama yung procedures na ginawa mo. Okay? Kung medyo may error siya, you have to report that to your limitations. Okay? Next. So these are the steps or suggested steps that you should do. How to do it? First is you have to define your keywords to use. Okay. So when you're conducting a review of literature, it is important for you to have the approved title. Now, the approved title should be the one approved kasi, 'di ba? Ilang oras na tayo nag-effort sa research title nyo, 'di ba? Now, sa research title na to, ito ang mga bagay na dapat na importante. Number one, you should be able to identify your research variables or construct na tinatawag. We have dependent variable and dependent variable as well as the linking variable or extraneous variables. So, ang kailangan natin for now or for your thesis is the independent and dependent. Yun lang, doon lang kayo mag-focus sa dalawang yon kasi para hindi na kayo malito. Now, from that independent and dependent, maaring dalawa or isa or tatlo. But for your case, I suggest hanggang dalawa lang. Kasi syempre, the more it is, the more mahirap aralin yung paper mo, the more na marami kang itatanong. Kasi ganun po talaga. Okay? Ganun po ang research. Now, kung one variable lang kayo or one pair variable, okay lang yan. That's a simple research. Doable pa rin naman yan. At mas maigi nga yung ganyan kasi at least you can focus. Kung two pairs kayo, medyo complicated na yan kasi you have to test the effects and relationship of the two variables among each other. Kasi medyo ano na yan. Now, example ko is, these are the classic examples. No? My example is tourist expectation and satisfaction as tourist satisfaction and tourist expectation. So tourist satisfaction, tourist expectation as precursor for tourist loyalty. Parang ganon. So meron akong tatlong variables sa research problem ko, research title. So sa research title ko is culture heritage, tourism, tapos open and close parenthesis or ... Tourist expectation and satisfaction as a precursor for destination loyalty in Intramuros, Manila. So, syempre, local yon. Okay, so we have three variables: tourist expectation, tourist satisfaction, and destination loyalty. So now, that's your keywords that you're going to use for your paper as well as yung Intramuros kasi research local niya siya. Okay, pero obvious naman yun. So, alam nyo na yun. Okay. So, you have to first establish kung paano natin may measure yung tourist satisfaction, expectations, saka destination loyalty. Paano ba may measure yan? Meron ba instrument? Ano ba yung sinasabi ng mga tourists? Doon pumapasok ngayon yung ating paghahanap sa databases. So normally yung ginagawa ko is Google Scholar and then ResearchGate. Ito yung mga ginagawa natin to look for academic papers. Ngayon kung Google lang talaga siya is general. So maaaring makakita kayo ng government report, PowerPoint presentation, libro, etc. etc. Pwede rin naman yon. But of course, the more related it is, the better for you. Kasi nga mas mananaro yung search nyo. You can also visit the National Library kasi may catalog for the purposes of identifying yung mga existing literatures and studies natin about your topic. Kasi nga, most likely, hindi naman siya na-publish online. So, sad to say. Now, step 3. You have to define the inclusion and exclusion criteria. So, di ba, hindi naman lahat ng ating literature sa papers na makikita mo sa internet, papasok nga sa related. So, dapat, meron tayong criteria. So, ako gagamit ako ng criteria ko, itong 3C. Number 1, credibility. Pwede ba yung blog or mga tabloid or mga kung ano-ano mga sa internet, Wikipedia, etc. Siyempre hindi. We have to establish that this is credible or this is an academic paper. So dapat credibility is paramount. So ibig sabihin, the source of information should be verifiable. It is connected to a university, academic institution, government institution, or a respectable uh, entity like United World Tourism Organization, European Tourism Council, yung mga ganon level ha. Kasi nga, hindi tayo pwede mag-source lang ng hearsay. Kasi nga, this separates a researcher from a reporter. Kasi ang reporter, pwede siyang, baka showbiz reporter ka pa, hearsay talaga yun. Okay? Next, competence. Is the materials relevant or is the person or the author is an authority to the subject matter? Kasi if you ask a tourism, let's say tourism management or the concept of tourism satisfaction and expectation, destination loyalty to a tanongin natin ng mathematician. So, syempre, hindi ka masasagot niya in terms of a very practicable and usable information to your field. Kasi nga, math major siya. Masasagot ka niya using statistics. Pero, syempre, hindi mo naman magets yung sense niya. Okay? So, maaring ganon. So, dapat may competence. So, the person should be an authority to your study. Okay? Next. So, syempre, if you're studying tourism, so dapat related yung degree, at least, diba? Or may experience siya. Or he's working to a government agency like DOT, PTB, or Ministry of Tourism, which, of course, has the direct jurisdiction for your study, diba? Correctness. Dapat po yung journal or criteria na sinasite niyo is when you say correctness, is appropriate for your research, diba? Kasi for example, if you're looking for tourist satisfaction and then you're citing literatures about customer satisfaction, malayo po. Diba? Kasi nga tourist yung isa customer. Hindi po, iba po yung konsepto ng customer sa tourist. Kasi ibang disciplines siya. Diba? Marketing, business, ito tourism. Though tourism is part of business, pero syempre, iba yung approach nila sa customer kaysa sa tourist. A tourist is a customer, but not all customer is a tourist. You have to remember that, diba? Okay? So, again, correctness. Next, step 4. Sa step 4 naman po, hindi naman po lahat ng paper na makikita nyo online, basahin nyo. Hindi po maubos ang oras ninyo. Wala po tayong time. So, dapat nyo lang po gawin is scan the titles and abstract and make sure na it's related. For example, paano malalaman kung related o hindi? Inaaral mo, tourism satisfaction, expectancy, sa destination loyalty. Yung mga variables ba yan nasa paper? So, if yes, related siya. If not, hindi siya related. And you have to also be careful about your keyword. For example, tourist expectation, tourism experience. So, magkaiba yon. Mukha lang siyang same pero magkaiba. Expectation, experience is different. Okay? Or there are some terminology na minsan tourism satisfaction, service quality. Magkalapit ba yon? Of course not, hindi rin. So you have to be very clear about your construct, no? Now, there are some cases na, for example, gender and sex. Parang medyo synonymous siya. Pero for me, as a researcher, mukhang hindi siya synonymous because sex refers to the physical part and gender refers to the physical and psychological component. Diba? So medyo hindi siya sa akin related. Pero there's some paper na medyo ito yung ginagamit nilang term kaysa sa ganitong term. For example, sa dark tourism is the generally agreed upon term to refer to visits involving morbid places or torture, atrocity, etc. Pero pwede rin gamitin yung term na thanatourism or from the word thana, which is mean death, diba? Pero syempre, mas maganda na yung common na ginagamit at mas often sinasite kasi it means to say yun na yun. Okay? Rather than to use thanatourism, which is medyo hindi ganun sinasite. Okay? So, yun po yung ating ano. Next, step 5, you have to read the research paper now if it's related. So again, don't spend too much time on that. Just take note kasi IMRAD naman po yung ating mga papers. You have the introduction, methodology, results, and discussion. So madali nyo ma-identify which part of the paper you're going to need. Example, kailangan nyo mag-enhance ng methodology, the methodology part ka. Kailangan mong magbasa about yung kanyang findings, the findings ka. Paano niya kaya ginawa yung paper niya? And they go for the introduction para are using the same framework ba? Pwede mo ba adapt yung framework niya, etc. So these are the things, no? So reading the research paper and articles, and then you have to take note of the methodology, gap, and result. Ito yung tatlo. Methodology, gap, and result. So gap, again, as explained by the prior video. Results kasi gagamitin mo siya sa chapter 5. Methodology, gagamitin mo sa chapter 3. So para hindi sayang yung effort mo, mag-review, take note mo na. Use Excel as much as possible. Okay? Now, note-taking, of course, use Excel. So mamaya papakita ko Excel sa inyo para you should use that. Ganyang format para mabilis. And of course, it's a teamwork. So medyo madali yung coordination nyo. Okay. And then step 7, write the review of literatures. Okay. So you can cite with our overview or outline for our research paper and as well as yung sample, no? So naka ano naman siya sa ating learning module. Okay. Writing the review of literature review. Okay. So sobra naman to, na typo tayo. Writing the review of literature review. Okay. So yon. Okay. So normally marami tayong styles paano siya isusulat, no? We have main topic to subtopic. Ito yung mas madalas na gagamitin natin for tourism. Okay? But there are also some format like chronological if you want to emphasize the development of the idea kasi especially useful siya pag historical yung background mo. Kaso lang syempre, for our case, most of the time, it's mas maganda main topic na lang and subtopic. Okay? Kasi nga, wala naman sa inyo nag-conduct ng historical research. Okay. So, next. So, organization, your review of related literatures and studies is organized to the following context. First, you have to divide it with foreign and local for literature. Literatures, again, refers to non-academic papers, no? So anything that is related. Example, government reports, government plans, strategic laws, regulations, proposal, diplomatic, let's say mga treaties, yan, kasama siya. Literatures. Okay. So, kasama din po dyan yung ating dictionary kasi literature yan. Okay? So these are, yan, pwede nyo ilagay dyan. For foreign, I want to emphasize, bakit ba sinasite ang foreign? This is to give precedence or credence or what you call credibility to your paper by citing global industry trends. Sample, so bakit kailangan aware tayo sa dark tourism? Because that's a global industry trend. You have to cite the trend. What trend is that? May trend ba talaga? Or are we lagging? Kasi syempre, if there's a growing trend and the Philippines has no sufficient body of research for that, medyo lagging tayo. So, yun po. And again, no citing of Wikipedia, blog, and tabloid. Kasi it's a academic paper. Hindi po siya gazette. Hindi po siya news article. Okay? For local naman po, again, dapat 10 po siya. No syndication. Ibig sabihin, hindi po nauulit-ulit siya. Halimbawa, sinate ka sa ganito, sinate ka pa ulit, sasite ka pa ulit. So, hindi po. Dapat isang source lang siya. Pag isang source, yun na yun. Okay? And at least use, again, sorry, the 5-year recency cut-off para hindi po maraming literature. 5 years lang po. Next, local literature, ganun din po yung purpose niya. Kaso lang dito, we want to take note of your research lokal. So dito natin emphasize what is Intramuros, what is Santa Ana, what is Binondo, whatever, diba? Lalagay niyo siya. Kasi this gives the reader, especially mga, let's say, hindi familiar sa lugar, yung kanilang mindset, ma-adapt doon, no? So at least alam nila kung ano meron doon. Okay? Kasi hindi naman lahat ng babasa familiar doon sa lugar. Okay? Next. Okay. For foreign-related studies, 10 studies din po siya. So medyo minimum po ito It's not the maximum, minimum. Kung gusto niyo pandagdagan, why not? The better it is, 'di ba? So bali tigte 10 po siya. So for foreign-related studies, 10, local-related study, 10. So anong purpose ng foreign-related studies? Most likely dito kayo makakapag-develop ng conceptual framework nyo, research frame, yung ating construction of your instrument. Survey ba siya, questionnaire or interview questionnaire, focus group discussion ba, or other techniques, no? And of course, it's very useful for developing your methodology. Okay? So, use also for interpreting your results. Yun nga yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Hindi po nagtatapos sa chapter 2 ang review of related literatures and studies. It will be reflected to all of the parts of your paper, chapter 1, 3, 4, and 5. Kasi, especially for 5. Kasi sa 4 naman, gusto lang natin emphasize yung result or nangyari or yung findings niyo, di ba? Yun lang gusto nating gawin sa chapter 4. Yung findings na ng paper nyo. Tapos sa 5 naman, kino-compare na natin siya with other findings. Okay? Next, local related studies. At least 10 studies. Okay? And for this one, you have to identify yung gap ninyo. Kasi baka mamaya may kaparehas kayong title. So this ensures the reader na hindi kayo gumagawa ng replication. So yun lang ang purpose po ng local related studies. Just to show your reader na hindi kayo gumagawa ng replication. And of course, for your panel to identify na may novelty. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang siya basta inulit-ulit lang. Okay? May something new. Okay? Now, and after doing your related literatures and studies, okay, at the end part, you have to synthesize it. So, meron tayong tinatawag na synthesis. Okay, what is synthesis? So, synthesis is basically combining the elements of several sources to help you make a point. So, for example, you can cite theories and development by a certain person, and how does it apply to your paper? Kumbaga sa mas magandang nag-synthesis ka and then you go back with your theoretical and conceptual kasi para mas lalo siya ma-enhance, no? And you have to describe how the source converse each other. Let's say meron ba siyang harmony, meron ba siyang contradicting point, ano ba yung common point nila, ano ba yung different point nila, saan sila nagkakaiba, saan sila nagtatalo-talo. Of course, that identifies your research gap, 'di ba? Yung ating conflict or conflicting findings, no? Next, organizing similar ideas together so that the reader can understand how they overlap. Again, useful po itong synthesis and your review of related literature when you are developing your, again, ito po, your definition of terms. Okay? Kasi nga po, saan po ba magagaling definitions of terms nyo? Di syempre, galing sa literature, paano nyo po ba di-define yun? Based dun sa literature so mga nabasa ninyo. Kaya po maganda po naka-organize na siya para yung definition of terms ninyo na gagamitin ninyo na maayos at nakita natin yung source niya. Okay? Synthesis, it helps the reader see ayun. So dito papasok ngayon yung saan kayo magdadagdag ng new knowledge. Ngayon, synthesis ba is background? Hindi po. Kasi po, ang synthesis ay nasa last part po na, or I mean, at the latter part po siya ng chapter 2. It means to say, ito, synthesize mo to mga review literatures mo. Okay, synthesize mo siya. It means to say, na pwede mo gamitin din naman siya sa background, pero it necessarily it's background. Kasi yung background kasi, iba naman po siya. Ang kwento naman po niya is kinukwento niya kung ano yung nangyari na bago yung paper mo. Okay? At paano ka makadagdag sa new knowledge. Okay? At ano yung research local mo. Parang background is a shorter version of the synthesis. Okay? Kasi synthesis kasi, 'di ba, 40 yan or 10, 10, 10, 10. So, isi-synthesize mo siya, i-harmonize mo siya. Ano ba yung common points nila? Ano yung conflicting points nila? Ano meron? Meron bang disagreement? Similar ba yung findings nila? So, syempre, medyo mas mahaba yan. Yung background mo, mas maikli. Kasi yun lang naman yung sasagot niya. Now, what is synthesis? Or I mean, what is not synthesis? It's not critiquing a source. It's not simply comparing, constructing source. It's not a summary kasi kadalasan kasi pag sinabing synthesis, akala nila summary. Hindi po. When you are encoding your literatures and studies, nakasummarize na po siya. Kayo na po yung nagsasummarize. And of course, avoid copy-paste kasi nga, reject yan. Hindi po pwedeng copy-paste natin. Again, direct quotes without using your own voice. Okay, so as much as possible, you can avoid, kasi sa research kasi mas maganda yung passive voice tayo. Hindi tayo direct quotation kasi nevertheless it warrant the direct quotation. Okay? So the style would be, okay, here's the style. So the style would be APA 17 as previously discussed. Manuscript format, double space po yan, and passive voice po yung tone natin. Formal po yan, formal English. Okay? So yun po yung ating style. Okay? So yun lang po. Before I forget pala, I would just like to share paano nyo siya gagawin kasi kasama rin po siya sa ating output. Okay? Yung Excel sheet. Okay. Okay. For the Excel sheet naman po, ito po. Kasi syempre, di ba, ang gulo-gulo ng review of literature nyo pag hindi nyo siya inayos. Okay. Para maayos, ang ginagawa ko ganito. So you have the date para malaman ko kung recency. Di ba? Tapos the name of the author for citation. Okay. And then the title. Sa title pala, let's say, I'm looking for a research about the implication of IT for tourism. So pwedeng ganyan siya. So ito yung mga title ko. Actually, I'm formulating pa lang a question. So ganyan ako. Bago ako mag-formulate ng question, hanapin ko muna yung mga previous research, di ba? Para at least may idea na ako kung ano yung pwede kong gawin pang research o pwede kong idagdag, di ba? Saka ako gagawa ngayon ng research title. So ganun po yung style ko. Kasi medyo nagpa-practice naman ako ng research. Next, anong type ng journal siya or anong klaseng material? For example, these are both research journals, local or international. Anong type of research in terms of methodology, quantitative, qualitative. So, i-identify nyo po siya para malaman nyo. Instrumentation, anong instrument yung ginamit? Kasi nga, pwedeng yun ang maging basis ninyo pag gumawa kayo ng survey or yung instrument nyo. Again, di porket survey po ang dinidiscuss natin mostly, dapat po kayo mag-survey. Again, depende po siya. Pag qualitative, most likely, ibang quality or non-survey method yan eh. Okay. Ngayon, may mga qualitative naman or quantitative naman po na hindi talaga gumagamit ng survey kasi ang ginagamit nila ay ibang method. For example, checklist or report. Diba? May mga ganun eh. It's still number. Diba? Example, kung meron kang machine na nilagay dun sa turista to track, 'di ba? So quantitative 'yon. So hindi porket quantitative survey agad kasi yun nga, I mean, yun ang majority ng ginagamit pero hindi lang siya pang survey. May other means din siya. Okay? Pag sinabi natin quantitative. Okay, sample size, so ito 30, 20, 'di ba? Laki. Sampling technique, makakakuha rin kayo ng ano diyan, ng idea. Kaya wag niyo ako tanungin o wag niyo tanungin advisor niyo. Tanungin niyo, maghanap muna kayo ng similar study sa inyo, ito ginawa nila. Tanungin niyo ngayon kung kaya niyo gawin. Tanungin niyo advisor kung possible siya. Tanungin niyo ako pag meron na kayong clue, 'di ba? Kasi mahirap po mag-isip from nothing. Ngayon, di nyo naman kailangan mag-isip from nothing. Nandiyan naman siya. Alamin nyo lang. Okay? Next. Results. So, syempre gagamitin ko sa chapter 5 to. So, result and possibly pwede natin gamitin to sa background din kasi syempre ito yung sinasabi nila, hindi ko sure, di ba? So, findings, ito yung mga findings, blah, 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 yan. Limitations, ito yung research gap methodology. Sabi dito kasi online siya, mas maganda daw F to F. Ito, sabi naman dito, instead ng interview, mas maganda daw kung focus group discussion. Tapos recommendation, ito yung mga recommendation na pinagsasabi nila. Okay? And then purpose, para saan siya? Lagay mo na lang, let's say chapter 4, chapter 5, ito yung gagawin ko. Para may clue tayo. Okay? So ganun lang siya, parang organized lang. Okay? Kasi may hirap maggawa ng review of literature kung sabog-sabog, kung copy-paste lang siya. Kasi ipa-plagiarism test natin siya. Pag hindi pumasa, sorry. So you have to repeat it. Diba? Ganun lang naman yan. Okay? So hopefully you learn, and of course, pag may question, you ask first your advisor. Kung wala kang advisor, sana naman meron. You can ask me. Pero syempre dahil nga ang dami ninyo, I cannot really work with that. Let's be visible. So syempre, kung may advisor, mas maganda talaga. Malaking tulong. Okay? So yun po, yun lang po sana. Okay, salamat.